Hello everyone, so Mark III, and today's video is on Kerbal Space Program. Just please forgive the missing S's, I do not know why that has happened. I was planning to do this as a Let's Play focused on the career mode of Kerbal Space Program, but unfortunately due to recording errors I have lost the footage regarding my first 4 launches. So some research and development has already gone on, as you can see. My current goal, however, is this tech, because, well, I've almost tapped out my science resources at the moment. I need 45, I've got 36, but there's not really many places I can reach to do science anymore. So I need to get some orbital vessels, but that comes later. Things have gone well, I have focused on retrieving my vessels, but not without cost. My poor Jebediah. You know, he flew every single ship I've ever launched until the accident, but again, more on that later. Since this is Kerbal, you are here for rockets, and I will show you what I have done. The ARS Krabby Krabby is the main ship I have used, 3 versions of it, and the Simpleton is the very first one. Let's show you how complex the Simpleton is. Yes, the Simpleton. Not really much to say about this one, so let's just fling it into the sky. I think that's the best thing to do with it, really. It's about all it's good for. I really wish I hadn't lost so much footage. But anyway, Bill, are you ready? Yep, he waved at me, I think he's ready. Let's throttle up, lock the SAS, and off she goes at high speed. Something tells me this launch is going to be a success because it's a very stable craft, very small, very quick. Unfortunately it's got limited range because of fuel and part restrictions. Oh well, let's accelerate this. Well, we did not like that. It did not like that. That is a slight problem with this design. The main engine was not active during the initial launch. Well, I made a complete hash of that launch, didn't I? Oh well. Could be worse, but yeah, this is pretty much all that this craft is capable of. So I might as well just turn it around. Come on. Another side effect of being such a small craft, it's much more responsive than I would like. Come on, let's brake yourself and get down there. Thank you. Bill is looking rather calm considering he's now plummeting towards the ground. Yeah. Anyway, as I said, this is just the initial vessel I ever built for this career mode. I have not honestly had much prior experience with this game. I was messing around in Sandbox, a couple of maps, as you saw, but I've never really launched anything. I never actually managed to get much beyond orbital. Never really reached the moon or come back from the moon or anything beyond that, so I'll be trying to get that done. Just plummeting merrily towards the ground here. But something I have noticed is I do prefer a craft which is not quite as responsive and skittish as this one. And that will reflect quite well in when I get on to showing you the Krabby series of vessels. Come on, slow down, you stupid little... There we go. Plenty of parachutes. This thing is going to land very gently. That's something I've always tried to do with my craft. I know that career mode will eventually have... it costs you less if you manage to bring your pieces of ship down in salvageable condition. So I've always built my craft trying to exploit that and make things that will actually come back. But the options are limited. So yes, throttle down, shut the entire ship down, and let's end the flight, shall we? Can we do that? Whatever, Space Center. Let's go and retrieve the vessel. I really do wish I knew how to end the flight properly, but I don't really, except through the tracking station. Simpleton, landed. Yes. Recover that ship. Oh look, I actually got 0.1 science from that. That's more than I was expecting. Now, on to the meat of things. The Krabby series. You'll understand... Well, maybe you'll understand the reason when you see one. Okay, the Mark 1. This is not actually the prototype, I did that in messing around, but this is the Krabby Mark 1. Yes, elegant, isn't it? And oddly shaped and heavy. The Krabby series is really based around the first science module, the gel exposure capsule, or whatever the hell it's called. All together, please, thank you. In case you haven't noticed, it's a little bit unsteady because this design range is also heavy. It's got so much equipment on it, it can't really stand up properly on its own. So it's wobbling all over the place. It's really much better when it gets in the air. So, let's get it up there. There she goes. Now, this one is doing okay. It's got so many science modules because I noticed, as things were going on, you could test in all sorts of different places. And I think this thing is tipping over. Yes, yes it is. Too much power for... Yeah, it's got so many modules because I was focused on squeezing as much science out of each run as possible. And to do that, I was also experimenting with a number of science modules as well. And would you kindly stop tipping over, you stupid little... Yeah, I think you can see why this thing is a suborbital craft. It's not very good at taking off. But yeah, what was I talking about? 7 modules. Every subsequent module you activate in a certain environment has a penalty to the amount of research it gives you. Running out of that, please. Thank you. Right. Next stage. For the love of God, will you please right yourself? Please. Oh, fine. I'm shutting the thrusters down. Yeah. And with this reduction in... Are you going to right yourself? It's too heavy and too oddly shaped to even right itself. Yeah. 7 modules, I believe, is the limit, and then after that you'll get no research benefit at all. But it works in, like, you can research from the launch pad all the way over there, which I'm gracefully arcing towards the ground. You can research in the water, you can research in low flight, you can research in the grasslands over there, you can research in high altitude and research in space. So each run I had multiple pods to activate at different points. That's the purpose of these things. I was trying to work out how much I could squeeze out of each run, and I think I really need to deploy the chutes here. Oh god, that's never happened before. Oh god. Yeah, anyway. Oh dear. You may find this hard to believe, but that is honestly the first time in this career mode with this series of rockets that they've actually suffered damage like that in mid-air. I mean, they've landed and taken damage. I mean, this particular model, it has a unfortunate habit of having all its engines explode when it touches down, but, yeah. Huh. Oh well. I'm a bit of a lost what to say, really. Oh god. That is the second worst shape I've ever seen one of these crafts land in. Huh. Okay, next. Let's end that flight. Dear God. Yeah, the whole focus of bringing a ship down intact is really because, well, you can get the research and transmit it, but that costs a lot of energy. Initial craft do not have very much energy at all. And another is, oh look, it got me no science whatsoever. Another thing is that the pods, the science pods, if you want to recover those and still get the information from them after you've told them to keep the data, you've got to land those with the craft, or you have got to actually recover them like this from wherever they ended up. And I think I'm not going to bother with this. What did I just do? Oh. But yeah, because these pods weren't even activated, they don't have any science whatsoever, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to forget about those. They'll just float in the ocean and maybe go drown or something. I don't know. Ugh. Anyway, moving on. Let's load up the Mark II.